On October 15, 2025, at approximately 4:15 p.m. local time, the sky above Kuala Langit District, Selangor, Malaysia, transforms into a theater of the unexpected. Dark clouds, gusting winds, and thunderous crashes. Within moments, a tornado-like vortex descends to the ground and begins to carve a trail of destruction. This is the event that today shook Sijangkang, Kampong Medan, Telok Panglima Garang, and the surrounding areas. The scene opens with the sound of a roaring wind, followed by images of roofs rising, metal sheets flying, and walls collapsing. On television, reporters are talking about a tornado-like storm that has struck with force. Reports are coming in from multiple neighborhoods. Dewan Wawasan Kampung Medan is among the first buildings to suffer damage, especially since it also houses the office of the state coordinator for Sijangkang. That building buckles, part of the roof collapsing, swept away by the wind. A 51-year-old woman remains trapped under the rubble, suffering injuries to her waist and thigh. Rescuers extract her a few minutes after the emergency began. Meanwhile, at least 5 schools, a community center, and about 40 homes were reported damaged. 3 students suffered minor injuries while inside a school building when the wind ripped off the roof and the attic partially collapsed. The first emergency teams, firefighters, civil defense, social services, and engineers were alerted immediately. Some families flee. Many take refuge in more sturdy homes or in designated shelters. The activity is disturbed by heavy rain that follows the passage of the vortex. The water accumulates on the roads, slowing vehicle movement and hampering rescue operations. Some power lines were down, poles were knocked down, and trees were uprooted. In some residential areas, road signs were bent and fences were lifted as if they were lightweight. Weather experts are saying the phenomenon is attributed to the violent movement of a squall line, a rapidly advancing line of intense thunderstorms. This type of system can generate gusts, hailstorms, and, under favorable conditions, descending vortices capable of touching the ground, i.e. tornadoes or landspouts. According to Professor Zulfa Hanan Ash'ari of University Putra, Malaysia, areas like Sijangkang are vulnerable during the transitional phases of the monsoon season, when warm, moist air can rise rapidly and interact with unstable frontal systems. Another expert, Professor Maud Ekwan Toriman of University Kebangsaan, Malaysia, points out that such phenomena are uncommon, precisely because local tornado events are difficult to predict with current technology and are often short-lived. He also points to the broader context of climate change. Many scholars warn that rising temperatures and altered weather patterns can favor extreme weather events, even in regions that historically have not experienced them frequently. In the partial assessment, the most affected areas include Kampong Medan, Telok Panglima Garang, and Sijangkang Jaya, as well as the surrounding neighborhoods of Mu, Tamandia, Jalan Puing, Moad, Sharif, and Jalan Satu, as well as the main roads around Sijangkang and Telok Panglima Garang. The main roads are difficult to navigate due to debris and standing water. The most damaged residential areas are cut off from essential services, no electricity, reduced communications, roads invaded by debris. Civil protection agencies emphasize that the weather warning may continue. The risk of sudden gusts or new vortices cannot be ruled out, especially in unstable conditions. Teams are also carefully monitoring the structural condition of damaged buildings to prevent secondary collapses. The estimated cost of securing and repairing public infrastructure is significant. Local government sources estimate figures around Rm 1.9 million Malaysian dollars for the affected public buildings alone. In this scenario, citizens are demanding rapid responses, relief efforts, reconstruction, but also more effective warning systems for sudden events like this. There is already discussion about installing local radar and more widespread monitoring systems to anticipate small-scale tornadoes. Investigations are underway to assess whether the phenomenon is a real tornado or a descending vortex generated by a microburst, or from a squall-related gust. Experts describe favorable conditions, strong winds, rising humid air, and local instability. Authorities continue to monitor the situation. Weather models point to possible further storms in the coming hours, with the risk of sudden gusts of wind. The public is urged to remain vigilant, not underestimate the rapid moving clouds and violent winds, and to maintain prudent behavior even after the main storm has passed. This violent storm that engulfed Sijangkang and its surroundings is no ordinary event. It is evidence of how local weather systems, like a squall line, can develop in a matter of minutes, producing a destructive fury that defies all predictions. It's not just the material damage that's striking. It's the fragility of urban planning, the lack of preparation for brief but intense extreme events, and the difficulty of real-time monitoring of local vortices, which represent a growing challenge in the era of climate change. We leave you with this reflection. When the sky darkens and the wind suddenly picks up, we are merely spectators of a power we can't always anticipate. But we can build more resilient cities, better warning systems, more aware communities.